Good morning. Pastor Don here on a Friday morning, July the 15th. Yep, we've come to the end of yet another week. And so let's conclude it with visiting the scriptures. We started the week last Tuesday by taking a look at the scripture that will be part of the sermon message this coming Sunday. And it's a familiar story. I want to revisit it today and maybe take another angle on it. It's the story of Mary and Martha. And it comes to us from the Gospel of Luke in the 10th chapter. So let me revisit it again for us to remind us what it tells us. Now, as they went on their way, he entered a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks, so she came to him and asked, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her then to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her." Well, if you'll recall, we talked Tuesday about this sort of dichotomy between these two sisters' choices. Here we have on the one hand Martha, who is distracted, busily frittering about, as Mary, her sister, sat at the feet of Jesus and raptly listened to everything he had to say. And Martha appealed to Jesus, saying, "Can't you tell her to help me?" And Jesus' response was one that maybe we can take as somewhat critical, and that's that Martha, don't be so busy and distracted. She has chosen maybe the higher road. Well, this scripture verse has been used to maybe sort of vilify Martha a little bit by judging what she had chosen as an action as opposed to her sister Mary. And as we try to apply this to ourselves, we say, is it better to be a doer, or is it better to be spiritual and focused on the Lord, listening to what the Lord has to tell us? Well, in Lutheran theology, we often talk about things that it's neither one way or the other, it's both and. And in this scripture lesson, I think it's important for us to say, I think we should take a look at both Mary's choices to be proactive and to be involved and engaged, and also at the same time Mary's choices to be reverent and focused on the words of the Lord. There's another scripture lesson that maybe challenges this one a little bit, and it comes to us from James in the 2nd chapter that says this: "For just as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is also dead." So, where do we stand? Do we choose between the actions of Martha, or do we choose the choices of Mary? And I think it's a matter of both and. That yes, we want to be actively involved in participating in our faith. We want to make a difference. We want people to see by our actions that we are driven by our faith. But at the same time, we need to be taking time to reflect on what it is most important in our lives. And that's to be still and listen to God's will for our lives. So again, it's not an either or, it's a both and. And you and I have to make the choice in each situation which one we will be. Can we be both at the same time? Well, I hope you'll reflect on this a little bit in preparation for this Sunday's worship service. Again, we'll worship at 9:30 at Rock of Ages Lutheran Church in Wildwood, Florida, the Villages. And if you're local, we hope you'll see us there. If not, look for us online at rockofageslutheran.com or on YouTube. And if you can't do either of those, I hope you'll find a church in your area or one online that appeals to you. Again, I hope you're doing well. I hope that this latest resurgence of the COVID-19 variant, the BA.5 or whatever it's called, which seems to be spreading among people who have had all of their shots, boosters included. Although it has not had the same severity that previous variations have had, nevertheless, it's still a worry. And so we continue to look at this, and we'll continue to make the proper choice with regard to our in-person worship. But as it stands right now, we'll continue to let you be the decider as to whether or not you're going to wear a mask, whether or not you'll sit in close proximity to others. Remember, at our facility, we have the ability to project the entire worship service in our fellowship hall, so you can be very socially distanced if you choose. So, hope to see you this weekend. If not, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again early next week, hopefully on Monday. Until then, God bless.